Live from the studios of Oregon's 12, you're watching Good Day Oregon.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Rebecca, thank you.
For all your Orwellian conspiracy theorists, Big Brother is not watching you as you drive in downtown Vancouver, but how about other public areas?
Gas marts, department stores, and office buildings may be another story.
Private investigator Scott Castleman joins us with the very latest in spy cameras, the same equipment that could be watching you, your every move, without you even
Good morning, Scott. Nice to have you here.
Good morning. Scott, we know that we are on camera, say in a convenience store or in a retail store. What are some of the more discreet places that we may be on camera without knowing it?
Well, a lot of retirement homes are using these miniature cameras to watch employees. They get complaints from residents, maybe they're missing some money or some jewelry, so they place these cameras with our help in the residents' rooms with their permission to watch the employees when the resident may not be in the room. There's literally thousands of places where these cameras and uses for these cameras. This is the world's smallest video camera. The lens itself is actually the size of that pinhole right there. So essentially what we need is a pinhole to put this camera behind, and the camera is virtually unnoticeable.
So that whole big black area is not the lens, it's just that
the lens
pinhole
is just a little tiny hole right there, and typically what we do is we'll take a book that's been drilled out and drill a hole in it, place the camera.
And let's show this, Scott, if we can, just to give people an idea. This looks like a book, and then you open it up and it's empty. So then what do you do?
And we place this camera within the hole, fix it in there.
There you go.
And then you've got a perfect shot of what you want to look at,
and
with the book being closed, and put this up on a shelf.
All right, let me see this camera, because I'm going to take a shot of, let's see, can we show what this looks like?
This one here is operational. This is a pager.
Right. All right, let's take a look at what
this can be affixed to your belt clip. This is a pager. And this is another typical one, without giving away too many of our secrets.
And you're looking at this live as we hold this camera in our hands right now. We've hooked it up, and there you can see us talking. Fascinating. Can anybody get their hands on this, or?
Right. Most of these products are sold here locally at Fox's Spy Outlet. You can pick up these. Technology is getting more and more inexpensive nowadays. So before, people had to call private investigators to watch their nanny or to watch a babysitter, but now they could go down and for $140 they could set up their own system. Granted, you have to have a time-lapse VCR and whatnot, but it's, with technology getting less expensive and more advanced, anybody can purchase these cameras. This is a typical camera that we use. Several years ago, these used to be thousands of dollars for night vision capabilities. This is a typical camera that we use on surveillance, on backdoor when we're watching employees. This camera allows us to see in zero darkness. We can see in complete darkness. And, these are real economical. Anybody can buy these.
How much is something like that?
This is going to run you about $5.99. They have less expensive models for maybe $3.99.
Now, when people come in, Scott, you said that it's to take a look at what the nanny's doing.
Right.
What other things are you hearing?
We're generally retained for theft cases, specifically, for employees that are stealing from their business owners. And like I said, retirement homes is probably the biggest right now.
And we had an I-team investigation on that just a little bit earlier with Kerry Tomlin.
Right, and the retirement homes are doing everything they can to investigate those complaints. It's easy for them to contact the police, but unfortunately the police don't have the resources nowadays to sit on surveillance or put these camera systems in. Their resources are limited. They're needed on the streets. So oftentimes what people don't know is we're contacted before the police departments are. And we come in and we conduct the investigation and turn over our evidence to the police for prosecution. A lot of people don't know that private investigators actually are contacted in business cases often before the police department is.
Very interesting.
And what is in the case here?
Yeah, you've got some other gadgets.
These are some marking devices. We meticulously mark all of the money that's put in the retirement homes or whatever. There's a variety of different powders that we use. This one will stain your hands. It will go on invisible and stain your hands red. I have some gloves here that I use, and as you can see, they're stained red. It takes about 20 minutes for this to show up.
You can see that that's the substance right here, and it's on the tip of the glove.
You don't always need a camera.
It takes about a week for this stuff to wash off. This stuff is invisible. It goes on the bills. It's invisible, and it'll stain your hands red. This stuff can only be detected underneath an ultraviolet light. So if we have a suspect, we can bring them into the office. run their hands underneath the ultraviolet light.
Incredible.
And it'll light up like a Christmas tree.
No longer just in movies. This is all real-life stuff, folks. Very interesting.
And Scott, just for the viewers at home, you have nothing to do with the cameras in Vancouver over the street.
No,
Okay.
no.
All right, we just want to make sure.
Scott Castleman, thank you for showing us this
Thank you.
fascinating
Thank you for having me. I
equipment this morning.
appreciate it.
All right, Scott, thank you. It's 7:15 right now.
Let's get to Tony Martinez. He is outside of our